Hello there and welcome to my cycling vlog. So here I am, it's Saturday afternoon and you join me for my afternoon ride. I'm going out and doing a 30-kilometre route, so not desperately long today, and because it's the beginning of November I've gone over to kind of my winter training kind of regime. So the ride itself isn't going to be very fast or hard. Basically I'll try and maintain a 90 cadence and keep my heart between 70 and 80% of my maximum. I'm trying to create a bit of or rather improve on my base fitness that I've built up over the last year or so, and then I'll start getting a bit faster once we get through into the new year. So I've swapped over from my summer trek over to my specialised winter bike. Now that's an aluminium framed bike, so it's quite a bit heavier than the trek, and I did go out on it on Wednesday, and because it's an aluminium fork as well, it was very, very bumpy. So I've got two winter bikes. I've got the specialised and I've got an Issac carbon, which used to be my good bike until I bought my Trek. So I'll try that today. That's got carbon forks and hopefully the ride will be a little bit smoother. Well, that's a little frustrating. I got 500 meters down the road, and when I tried to change gear on the Issac, it just would not do it. It would move the chain along the cogs, but it wouldn't stay in gear. It kept on just clonking out of gear. It was really annoying. So because I was so close to home, I thought I'd come back and just swap bikes and go with the specialised. So I'm halfway through my ride today, and I just thought I'd talk a little bit about setting goals. Now, I'm a great believer in goals. They help me kind of focus what I'm doing, and they allow me to quantify things in a fairly pseudo-scientific way. You know, if I've got numbers, then I've got things to compare it to. So over the winter, I think I would like to ride about 3,000 kilometers, and for the purposes of this I'm going to say that the winter is starting the 1st of November and finishing on the 1st of March 2019. So in that 4-month period I would have liked to have ridden 3,000 kilometers. In addition to that, I'd also like to be able to work on my cadence a bit, so try and make my cadence a bit more fluid. And yeah, I think for the moment that's my two main goals. So yeah, let's see how I do. So that's 35 kilometers in the bank, only 2,965 to go. I'll be the first person to admit that I'm a bit of an old school cyclist. For me, the winter off season is all about riding longer, easier rides and focusing on your cadence. So traditionally, many cyclists won't even use the big ring when they're cycling during the winter. They'll keep it in the small ring. They'll increase their cadence so they're spinning a bit faster. This allows their cardiovascular system to improve. Plus the longer rides will also help with the endurance. So like I said, out on the road, my goal for this winter off season is to ride 3,000 kilometers between now, which is the beginning of November, and the end of February, beginning of March. Now where I am at the moment, that's approximately 16 weeks. And if you do the maths on that, and yes, maths here in the UK is indeed plural, it's approximately 190 kilometres a week or 760 kilometres a month. Now, just saying that I'm going to ride 3,000 kilometres in 4 months is all fine and dandy, but how am I actually going to do that? Well, like with most things, it's always going to be better with a plan, so that's the next thing I'm going to have to sit down and do. I've been doing some number crunching, and basically if I want to ride 190 kilometres a week over say 4 rides a week, that's 47.5 kilometres per ride, or let's say 50 kilometres. On the surface this doesn't sound too difficult. 50 kilometres a ride, yeah, I've been doing that kind of distance, but when you think I have to do 50 kilometres a ride, 4 rides a week for the next 16 weeks, it starts to sound a little more tricky. But, well, it's a challenge, and I suppose there's no point in having a challenge if it's going to be easy. One of the big issues that I see at the moment is the fact that it is winter, so the weather's going to be against me. The light is going to be against me, and whenever I can I will go out and try and do a proper road ride, and if that's a weekend I can probably get a slightly longer ride, say 60-70 kilometres in. But when the weather's bad, I'm going to have to rely on things like Zwift and my spinning classes. Speaking of spinning, there has been a slight change of plan. If you've been watching some of the Mallorca training vlogs, you'll know that not long ago I was doing 2 spinning classes a week. One on a Monday evening with somebody called Chris who was male, and then again on a Tuesday evening with somebody who was also called Chris who was female. Now the better of the classes was the Tuesday evening one. The female Chris was a cyclist. There were a lot of cyclists in the class, and her sessions were very cycle fitness focused. We would train on heart rate, we'd have specific drills, and I felt that I got a lot of fitness benefits from those classes. Unfortunately, she no longer instructs there, so I'm going to have to go with the Monday evening class with the male Chris. Now they're still pretty good classes. He's a cyclist, but a lot of the people in the class aren't cyclists, so they're still pretty useful and very enjoyable workouts. Now it's virtually impossible to work out exactly how far you cycled during a spinning class, but as a general rule of thumb and for the sake of Strava, I normally mark a typical 45-minute class down as 20 kilometres. Yes, that is way under the 47.5 kilometres that I would need to do for each ride, but probably on those days, if I didn't do a spinning class, then I probably wouldn't go out and ride on the road. So at least it's 20 kilometres rather than 0 kilometres, and every little bit is going to help on the way to my 3,000 kilometre goal by the end of March. So if you're training for a particular cycling event, please tell me all about it in the comments below. If you found this film useful, please like and share. And if you'd like to get the most out of your cycling, please consider subscribing for my regular weekly uploads. Thanks for watching.